Gary Lineker's tweet said we are like 1930s Germany. Well, we are using language which is very similar, to be precise, before anyone tries to correct me. Which basically means he thinks we are heading towards 1930s Germany with asylum seekers becoming the new Jewish people. Many others have since come out and agreed with him. Well, if that's true, someone should explain it to this guy.
And why England?
England is good.
How do you know England's good?
My family here, my brother, big in England.
Your brother is in England?
Yeah.
And how did he get to England? On the trucks?
Yeah, here.
Here?
Yeah.
He was here?
Yeah, in here I'm going England.
And he told you to come here?
Yeah.
If Lineker is correct, this guy must be insane for risking his life to get here after travelling through numerous safe countries. And his brother must be even more insane for not putting the same effort into getting out of the country as he did getting into it. They all must be insane for trying to get here, and those already here must be insane for not trying to leave. No wonder they're called asylum seekers in that case. Seems they should be in an asylum, not an hotel. But on a serious note, how many people went to the lengths these men are going to get into 1930s Germany? Weren't people trying everything they could to get out of there? Apparently, our government is like the Third Reich, yet these men go through numerous safe countries and then go to this kind of effort to get here.
It's well established. Ouistreham is a sleepy fishing port 4 hours to the west, but it has 3 ferries a day to England, and that's why these young men are here. This isn't a one-off. It's happening every day and every night on every truck that passes through. They're mostly from Sudan, and almost all look like teenagers. Every morning they wait for the trucks to arrive. We follow one Bulgarian lorry. The first group manages to open the door, but none of them climb on. A little further on, the driver stops. He's clearly aware of what's just happened. So you can see he's just closing the door there, but there are some of the guys who were trying to get on the truck already making their way up here. And seconds later, even before we were back in the car, they were past us and onto the truck. The route down to the port here is not like larger ports, Calais or Dunkirk, where motorways lead straight to the dockside. Here the trucks must snake through the town. It makes them much more vulnerable to this.
The police are there.
The police do what they can with the resources they have. Around our car, the young men don't like being filmed.
So even right in front of the police there, they're trying to get on.
In all, we counted 18 young men get on. Most got off again. But 4, maybe 5, it was hard to see, made it to the port entrance. There, where every truck is checked, 4 were discovered. We can't be sure, but it's possible one remained inside.
Crazy scenes. They are literally hell-bent on getting here by any means necessary. The truth is, Lineker and the rest are talking complete nonsense. What a deranged insult to the survivors of the Holocaust to say the men hell-bent on getting into Britain are heading to a country similar to the one those poor Jewish people were desperate to leave. To suggest these migrant men are in the same plight as the Jewish people back then is to suggest Jews in the 1930s UK would have gone to the same lengths to get into Germany. They would have all been making their way to the south coast and jumping on dinghies. Obviously they weren't. If anything, there is more chance of us heading towards Stalin's Russia or Mao's China. They say the Holocaust didn't begin with the Holocaust, but with demonizing language. Well, Mao's China and Stalin's Russia didn't begin with famines that left countless millions dead, did it? It started with the rewriting of books and history, controlling what people can and can't say, and shutting down anyone with a different opinion, all of which will sound familiar to anyone living in the UK and America. And the people complaining about the language directed towards asylum seekers are the very same people who use genocidal language aimed at the British working class. I've heard them, these so-called compassionate lefties. They say things like, these knuckle draggers should be sterilised at birth. These people shouldn't be allowed to breed. These people are a waste of fresh air. Older people with more conservative views should hurry up and die, and all the rest. It's really common to hear all that. If that's not the use of demonising language, I don't know what is. And this is aimed at the citizens of this country, not people from thousands of miles away travelling through safe countries to get here. Whether you agree with the language or not, the bottom line is the majority of the British public does not want all these men coming here. Therefore, it shouldn't be shoved down their necks against their will. There is no hatred towards them, of course not, but we don't want them all coming here. Once they stop coming, no one will have to worry about any kind of language, because it won't be a national issue anymore. Then we can try and work out how to deal with the migration crisis in a way that doesn't mean them all coming here. It's for the British people to decide who they open their doors and hearts to, but we certainly won't be guilt-tripped with ludicrous comparisons into accepting massive numbers of the developing world's young men.